nature nut, I'm not afraid to admit. I'm wild about the wild things and I'm proud of it. I'm just a simple case, open and shut. No doubt about it, I'm a nature nut. Today we'll go bird watching, tomorrow we'll catch toads. The next day we'll take photographs of bugs along the road. I never get the feeling that I'm in a rut. That's why I'm a nature nut. Well, I'm a nature nut, I'm not afraid to admit. I'm wild about the wild things and I'm proud of it. I'm just a simple case, open and shut. No doubt about it, I'm a nature nut.
Well, hello there, nature nuts. It's a beautiful day in the desert, and today we're going to do a rather desert-y theme, a very good theme for the desert. Today we're going to go looking for scorpions. Now, I realize that not a lot of people go out, purposely looking for scorpions, but you have to admit scorpions are very cool creatures, and when you see one, it's an exciting moment. So let's prepare for those exciting scorpion moments. Let's start with just a basic rundown on scorpion anatomy. Let's start at the front of the scorpion, and these things here are the pincers, or pedipalps, and they are used to grab things, to grab prey items, small bugs that the scorpions will eat. They are also used to grab other scorpions when the occasion arises, and on this scorpion they're quite big and heavy, which means they have strong muscles inside and they can close quite tightly. The actual mouth of the scorpion is here at the front of the face, and the main mouth parts are two more little pincher things called chelicerae. They're sort of like fangs, but they're more like little pincers, kind of halfway in between. On the top of the head here, those are eyes. Little tiny eyes, not very good eyes, and they don't see the way you and I do. They have 3 more over here and 3 more over there. 8 walking legs, much like a spider. And if you flip this little guy over, you can see that it also has here on the underside of the body a couple of comb-like things. They're called pectines. They're little sort of feeling things. They look like a comb. And hey, if you had crummy eyes like a scorpion, you could probably use a couple of extra sensory feeler structures yourself. Then along here, openings for the book lungs, because they have to breathe just like you and I and everybody else. And let's flip her back over here. The most important part of a scorpion from the human perspective is this business right at the end of the tail, which is of course the stinger. And the stinger holds the venom that they use to kill their prey with or to defend themselves with. And of course all scorpions have venom, but some of them have dangerous venom, some of them do not. They don't bite, they sting. Anyway, there's your basic scorpion. Why don't we go out and see if we can find some real ones here in the desert? A couple of 100 million years ago, scorpions were actually ocean creatures. Now we think of them more in terms of dry environments, especially here, in North America. In South America, Central America, they'll live in those warm, humid rainforests. There's even one that gets up into really dry places in southernmost Canada, in the west, Pararuroctonus boreas, the boreal scorpion. Here in the Sonoran Desert, though, some of them are going to live in burrows, and those burrows are very difficult to find. Others are active at night, and during the day, they hide under rocks. So you have to flip the rocks to find the scorpions. This looks like a likely rock here. Oh, wait a minute. I'm getting ahead of myself. There could be anything under this rock. There could be a scorpion. There could be a Gila monster. There could be a great big fat rattlesnake. Don't just stick your one and only right hand down there. Get yourself a garden tool. What do you call this? A hand rake. I don't do much gardening. Take a rakish attitude toward it. That way you're at a safe distance if there's something really scary under there. Okay, nothing under that one. always put them back. I mean, there are small creatures that use these rocks as homes. Let's try this one. Oh, how about that? That's as if I knew where to look. Okay. Let's have a peek at this little fella. That's a nice, big, fat, probably a female, probably a Vejovis. I'm no expert, but that looks like Vejovis to me. V-E-J-O-V-I-S. Some people say Vejovis. That makes us Vejovis witnesses, I guess. There you go. And isn't that, oh, marvelous. Let's have a closer look. There's the stinger. And, ooh, did you see that? She tried to sting my little scorpion forceps. Here are the pedipalps. They're quite thin in this critter. If you want to pick up a scorpion, use forceps with soft tips. These are plastic tips. You can just take regular forceps and put spongy plastic on the tips. Pick them up by the stinger, and that way you won't hurt them and they won't hurt you. There you go. Scorpion in the desert. So let's see. I think I'll put her rock back on her because it's quite hot out here and she's under the rock to stay cool. I'll put your rock back and you can go over underneath it. What a good looking critter.
There are about 2,000 species of scorpions on Earth today, but there are at least 15 times as many species of spiders.
Well, you know, not all scorpions are deadly. In fact, very few of the scorpions on Earth are of any consequence to people at all, medical consequence. So really, the main message I want to get to you right now is, for the most part, you don't have to worry even if you do get stung by a scorpion. Now, that doesn't mean that there aren't some places and sometimes where you should worry. If you're in Arizona, for example, southern Arizona, there is one scorpion that has very, very potent venom. It's called Centruroides exsilicauda. Bark scorpion is about as close as it comes to having a common name. It looks almost exactly like the Vejovis, which is not deadly poisonous. So, if you're down here in the Sonoran Desert, the best thing you can do is to treat all scorpions with a great deal of respect. Treat them all as if they were potentially dangerous. But there you go, it's a pretty little critter. Nice thin pedipalps. Centruroides exsilicauda. The only dangerous scorpion north of the Mexican border. If you're traveling in scorpion country, you should take a few precautions so that you don't get stung. One of those precautions is, like I say, use a tool if you're flipping rocks. The other precaution is to shake your clothes out in the morning, and especially if you're the kind of person who can't stand sleeping with your own boots in your tent, you left them outside in the desert. In the morning, shake your boots out. You don't want to stick your foot in there and find a scorpion. Now, I just happen to know that there's a scorpion in this boot because I put one there for demonstration purposes. Can't see it right now. Still can't see it. Must be real comfortable in there. This is a demonstration of how difficult it is to get a scorpion out of your boot. Wow. That's, just a sec, I gotta deal with this. Oh. I'll just try not to move and probably nothing bad is gonna happen here. Anyway, there you go. Basic scorpion precautions. If you do the right thing, you won't get stung. You'll be able to enjoy scorpions in a sort of a, enthusiastic, naturalist sense. I'm really, really wondering where that scorpion has gone. You'll pardon me if I'm a bit preoccupied.
Not too long ago, no one would ever think of a pet scorpion. But nowadays, if you go into a pet store that sells reptiles and other sorts of creepy crawlies, tarantulas and things, you'll also find scorpions for sale. And they've actually become quite popular pets. They're not cuddly pets. They're pets that you look at and think to yourself, what an interesting creature. This one here, this is an emperor scorpion, and emperor scorpions are not only the biggest scorpions on Earth, they are also the tamest scorpions on Earth. They almost never sting. They're very docile. And this one is, it belongs to my friend Julia. She's in grade 2 here in Tucson, Arizona. And the scorpion's name is Black BB. BB stands for Black BB. Makes sense to me. Let me show you how Black BB lives. Nice little terrarium, a shallow dish of water. Don't use a deep dish, especially if you have a small scorpion, or it'll drown. Aquarium gravel on the bottom. A nice desert rock as a scenic element in the tank, as well as this lovely miniature hairdryer lamp. I'm sure the scorpion appreciates that. And of course the scorpion, him or herself, Black BB. Come on out, show us what you look like. To feed this scorpion, things like crickets and other insects, which the scorpion will grab with its pedipalp pincers and crush and devour. Now, I won't do that right now because, we did that when we talked about spiders. It was a bit graphic. I'll spare you the details today. But that's what they eat, and so it's a very easy pet to keep care of, and I think a very pleasant, comfortable life for an animal with simple requirements like a scorpion. The cool thing about keeping a pet scorpion is that you will see aspects of scorpion behavior that you would rarely, if ever, see in the wild. That's how the early pioneers of scorpion studies worked out the details of scorpion behavior. Guys like Jean-Henri Fabre, who first described scorpion courtship in the south of France way back in the mid to late 1800s. He was keeping pet scorpions. He was way ahead of his time.
For many years, I have been watching scorpions in my glass cages, and I have seen things no other human has ever seen. The scorpions at night, they come out of hiding, they come together, and they do the most amazing things. They wander around, sometimes they touch each other, and they jump back. It is as if they have burned their fingers on each other. But if they are in an amorous mood, they do amazing things. They standing up on their tiptoes, on their heads, the tails curled together. It is so romantic looking, but this is not mating. No, the tail, it is the stinger, not the mating stuff, you know what I mean? Anyway, they come together, and I call it the promenade à deux. That means in English, walking together, two of them, in the moonlight, you know what I mean? They grab hands, it is so tender, and they walk around, the male walking backward, the female walking frontward, and they walk for hours in the moonlight. What are they doing, I wonder? I did not realize this at the time, but before, the male put a little package on the ground. In there is sperm. The female does not know where it is. She is a scorpion. How can she know? So he takes her. He says, come over here. This is the way. Takes a long time to find it. She picks it up. All is done. Then they go under the rock. She devour him for a meal. Takes many days to eat a huge husband like that. She becomes very large, pregnant, and the babies, when they come out, they crawl up on top of her. There are many of them, baby scorpions, sometimes hundreds. They cover her body on the back. And she looks very creepy. She has all them. And then she goes out. She looks for food. She finds things like little lizards. And she crunches them up with her crunchers. Throw them up for the babies to eat. But sometimes that is only one kind of scorpion. Sometimes the scorpion, she become So hungry? She reach up with her cruncher, grab one, and devour her own baby. It is very fascinating. It is the life of the scorpion.
In some scorpion species, there are no males, and females give birth to nothing but more females.
Scorpions, they look real cool, but nobody loves them much. They creep like a spider, sting like a bee, and pinch like a lobster that climbs in the trees. Scorpions are drifters. They roams around at night. They live in hot places like deserts and such. Come out after dark, they're afraid of the light. They're dangerous from stem to stern, with the stinger way out on the butt. A face full of fangs and 8 crawly legs. Up front there's those pinchers that never stay shut. Scorpions, they look real cool, but nobody loves them much. They creep like a spider, sting like a bee, and pinch like a lobster that climbs in the trees. Scorpions don't hug or kiss. They don't even think to caress. They just grab hands, sorta like this, and promenade at to reproductive success. Well, scorpions love their mothers, and rightly so they should. Mom carries her babies around on her back, rips up other bugs so the kids can have food. Scorpions, they look real cool, but nobody loves them much. They creep like a spider, sting like a bee, and pinch like a lobster that climbs in the trees. Scorpions, they look real cool, but nobody loves them much. They creep like a spider, sting like a bee, and pinch like a lobster that climbs in the
Okay, well, you know, people who go looking for scorpions on purpose, serious scorpion sorts of people, they go out after dark, they go out with a headlamp, and if they're real serious, they take one of these along as well. It's an ultraviolet lamp, a portable one. You get them from rockhound supply shops. People use them to look for particular sorts of rocks that glow at night under UV light. They fluoresce, and the neat thing is, scorpions fluoresce too. They become these kind of weird glowing green creatures. Very, very cool. The other good thing about these things is that, if someone finds you out in the desert at night, you can always claim that you're looking for rocks, and it sounds a bit more normal than looking for scorpions. Anyway, one more thing. Don't look directly at the light. It's ultraviolet light. It'll hurt your eyes, and the best thing to do would be to have, ultraviolet safety glasses. I don't have those, but I'm pretty sure my glasses are UV protected. Anyway, let's give it a try. I'm going to go out tonight with friends from the University of Arizona in Tucson. I've only done this once before, and it didn't work, and they're going to show me the correct method. We're going to find some scorpions. We've got a lot of expertise. Let's give it a go. Well, there you go. The secret is hang around with experts and your chances go way up. It's really quite easy. I mean, all you do is, you prowl around, and if the scorpions are there, they fluoresce. They're wonderfully green. It's amazing. Apparently, it's just one of those weird coincidences of nature. It just so happens that there are chemicals in their cuticle that fluoresce under UV. It's not something that they use for some other purpose. It's just a cool thing that scorpion people can use to their advantage. That's just too neat. For the moment, I'm satisfied. Well, I shouldn't say I'm satisfied. I'm almost satisfied. The night is young. What do you say we go find some more? I'm
Sure,
keen.
let's go.
I'm keen. Let's give it a try.
Scorpions evolved from sea-dwelling ancestors, the Eurypterids, and the biggest Eurypterid was 2 meters long.
Well, what a shame. It's time to leave the land of the saguaro. I was just getting into that scorpion thing, and now we're out of scorpion time. Too bad. But there is one last-minute bonus. I'm happy to report that right under this rock, there is a solifugid, a strange sort of arachnid related to scorpions. I think the common name is sun scorpions or sun spiders or wind scorpions or some such thing. I just call them solifugids. They don't have pincers, they don't have a sting, but they have big chelicerae on the face, and they're vicious little critters. Let's have a look at them. Oh, too cool. Let's give him a little poke there. Whoa, what'd I tell you? A vicious critter. Who knows, maybe sometime soon we'll be able to do a whole show on solifugids. Until then, I'm a nature nut, and I hope you are too. See you again soon.
Same time each and every week, uncensored and uncut. No doubt about it, I'm a nature nut.